Ladies and gentlemen, I am MikeReverb. This is my third vlog, and we are going to be talking about something that's a bit difficult and is a bit controversial as well. We're going to be talking about the topic of mass shootings, whether it's something that is local or something that deals with, let's say, a terrorist organization. So meaning somebody who's either mentally ill or takes it upon themselves to take the lives of others, but isn't necessarily part of a larger organization. It's more of like an isolated incident or independent versus even something like ISIS or Al Qaeda bombings and shooting sprees. So by now you've probably heard what happened in San Bernardino. It was a horrible, horrible thing that went down, and it's been on pretty much every major news publication. You know, you go on CNN, you go on pretty much anywhere, Fox News, whatever it is you may read, whatever site you go to, Yahoo News, Google search it, it's going to be everywhere. And they've released the names of the people who were involved, how many people died, how it went down. All of that information is readily available. It was available yesterday when it happened. It's available today in even more detail. And anybody can go online and read up on it and even watch different videos of reactions and interviews and such, right? Okay. If there's something going on in the world, we want to know about it. That's how we are, right? If there's something that could potentially hurt us or our families, we want to be warned. You know, we're not very good at not knowing things. We have to know. Oh, this happened? What? Who did it? Why? You know, were there any survivors? How did they actually go about it? What's their names? Was there something in their background? Like, we want to know. The problem with that kind of knowledge and the way that it's reported on in news publications is that it almost glorifies the people who commit these acts. And I'm talking about, again, whether it's independent local people who unfortunately have some sort of mental problem and decide to go shoot up a place, or if it's something that relates to a terrorist organization. Because, for example, with a terrorist organization, their goal is to spread terror, or at least one of their goals is to spread terror. They have a message. They have an agenda that they want to push, and part of that is getting messages out in the form of terrorist acts. They want to blow things up, they want to kill people, and the more exposure that these events get, the more they get what they want. You know, it isn't necessarily the act itself that has as much meaning as what the act will get them, which is more exposure, right? So you get this message across to the Western world that you're sinning, or you have to change your ways, or whatever it might be that the organization is pushing forward. And what better way than to get your face and your organization's name on newspapers, on the web, through videos, or on television? I mean, how many people have even heard of ISIS before the news started really churning out these articles about attacks and such? And I guess overall, so that's like the terrorist part of it, right? And then you have the things that happen more independently, more local, where no one's necessarily tied to an organization, but they decide to go out and, for whatever reason, shoot and kill and hurt so many people in either movie theaters or schools or restaurants. And it's a horrible thing to read about. It's something that we never want to happen. But for me, I like to step back and ask, are we doing the right thing by reporting on them the way that we have so far? Every major news publication, blogs, social media accounts, all of them are tweeting out these details, Facebook posts, videos, streams, whatever they can. They want to get that story out there. But whether it's a terrorist organization or it's somebody at home, that's exposure for them. That is making them important, and that can breed copycats. You know what I mean? Especially if you have some sort of mental situation going on. You might have some sort of mental imbalance, and you see that all these people are on the news. And by all these people, I mean like each event of these mass shootings are going on, and all these people are getting coverage, and they're being spoken about. And these people who once saw themselves as outcasts, their books being written about them and articles being written about them. You see the way that they kill other people. And you're like, well, I mean, I don't know what they're going through. I'm not even going to do the whole, well, I would do this. But it's exposure. It's fame in the form of 24/7 for a while. Everyone's going to be talking about you and what you did. And one of the questions that I would ask is that if this is something that happens in California, right? And it's a horrible event. What am I in New York? What am I gaining from knowing every single detail of what happened? Describing the methods, the weapons, the people themselves and their backgrounds, all of that information. What does that do for me as somebody who lives in New York? Does it make me safer? Does it prepare me for something that's going to go down in my neighborhood? Of course, we had the Twin Towers many years ago. It's like 14 years ago now. That's the thing. Is like, even though as a person I'm curious and I want to know things, of course I hear about something and like, wow, what are the details? Does it help me? Am I safer? And would it be better if we didn't release all of that information? If every single time something like this happens, that CNN or Fox or any news publication that you watch or listen to don't go into all the gory details and give these people more attention, more exposure than what they need. And so my whole thing is we should really stop reporting on these mass shootings, on these terrorist attacks the way that we have, which is getting as much information as we can, interviewing loved ones right as these events are happening, or grabbing a passerby and saying, what happened here? Oh, it was terrible. And it is terrible. I would never underscore or sort of minimize how terrible it was that these events happened, especially in San Bernardino. But my whole point is that that's another face, because now they have the face of the person who supposedly did it. They're talking about his wife and their age. They've got the details on, how he left and then came back. Like, I don't want to get too much into the details because it's on the internet for you to find. But you have all of this information about the act. Anybody can read that. And if there were, on the fence or like, if I were to do something like that, how would I do it? I mean, they have all of the information that they need, methods and times and all that other information. And most importantly, they get to see just how much attention this person or these people are getting. And so I think it's the media's responsibility to not give these perpetrators so much space in the newspaper, so much time on the news, so much time in videos that they post online. It's going to get you the clicks. You're going to get people watching. People are probably glued to whatever publication they usually go to right now. Like, their eyes like, holy shit, I want to know everything. Then breaking news and update. And this is new news, new information that we got on, the next door neighbors of so-and-so. And oh, they were always so nice. Like, it's like the train crash, right? Like, we want to see everything that happens, and we want all the information on why it happened. And it's given to us in painstaking detail. And as it drips out, we want more of it, right? It's like, wow, okay, we learned this little bit, and then we want to talk to other people about it. But again, does it keep us safe? Is it actually causing people to copycat and to glorify these types of killers? That's pretty much what's been on my mind since these events, not just San Bernardino, but everything that's been going on since then. And it seems as though these mass shootings are happening more and more. And I would love for somebody to take more of a psychologist point of view. That's not what I am. This is more armchair sociology and psychology and what I think, and sort of see the effect of giving these people so much coverage. Thank you so much for sitting through this and listening to me rant about this. If you have any ideas, even if you're against what I'm saying and you think that you have a right to know everything, please feel free to write it in the comments below, subscribe and like, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye, guys.